So let's start though with a standardized dose of dumb. This is the opening shot of a Brian Kilmeade segment. Host Brian Kilmeade discusses rising tensions in the Middle East and Israel-Hamas war on One Nation, which is, I guess, his weekend show. Oi. Anyways, obviously, premise being one nation under God, but they took God out of it, just like the Democrats did with schools. Yeah, they. Why would you say one nation and not say one nation under God? It's like one nation. There's lots of nations that think it's one. Oh yeah. Anyway, so rubble. Let's just get on with the fucking rubble. Here we go.
Israel. New tonight, Israel expanding ground.
New tonight. Fuckhead, it's been going on for a couple of weeks / a few decades.
Operations big time, and the escalation.
Big time. Like, bro. Fuck off. Hold on 1 second. Run that by me again, shithead. Look, we're all... Why is my overhead light on? Son of a bitch. We've all dealt with our fair share of sports talk around serious issues. Tell me why Israel is killing Palestinians. Well, they're killing Hamas on purpose, and Hamas is using Palestinian civilians as human shields. Most of the people around that area are a sausage fest, and Hamas is blowing up buildings and anybody who opposes them internally, and then parading their bodies as proof that the Israelis are just killing people indiscriminately, which they are not. Does that help? Also, Netanyahu sucks, and the Likud government that he's put together and all that things those folks are full of shit. And a coalition government would be better creating a two-state solution where the Palestinians could have their own identity. Although by the time you establish a Palestinian identity within those places, the people themselves will not more than likely call themselves Palestinians. They will revert to a one or more separate Muslim parties within that, which is another issue. Yeah, does that work? Okay, so they just rescued a hostage safely. Yeah, they're going into the tunnels. There are 300 miles of tunnels under the northern part of the Gaza Strip. 300 miles. Anyways, okay, here we go. Let's understand. Big serious issue. Lots of moving parts. When we dive into one particular aspect of it, it does not preclude a conversation or lay off another conversation about the other aspects of it. You don't fix a problem. You got a busted car. You're trying to build that car. You're trying to make it run again. The tires are flat. There's problems with the engine. The window's cracked. You need a new timing belt. You know all that shit. You can only do one at a time. And when you're talking about one of them, if somebody comes over while you're working on tires, while you're ordering tires, while you're trying to fix the tires, and goes, "What about the crack in the windshield?" You go, "Fuck off." You're just being a dick. You're intentionally gumming up the works of getting the car better while we're dealing with each individual piece. So there's a lot of that in the conversation around this. This ain't that. This is just an asshole on Fox being stupid. Just to clarify, listen to this asshole say big time shit about this. Look at the visual and listen to this motherfucker go, "It's a big time."
New tonight, Israel expanding ground operations big time, and the
shit. See what I mean? See what I mean? This is not that's how you know this is not a serious conversation about any of this. So right off, everything you said about what matters to you and the Israeli-Hamas fighting and everything about getting aid to Palestinians and all that kind of stuff, put that aside for a second, because what we're going to discuss is how this asshole discusses things. Does that make sense? Because I would not dishonor the memory of people that have been harmed and are yet to be harmed and are currently in harm's way in this fucking back and forth over magic rocks, which is another conversation for another time as well, by acting like in any way this dumb motherfucker has anything valuable to add. Now let's see if miraculously he can do it.
Escalation of the war, well, we were expecting for quite a while against Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in his first news conference since the October...
Is it just me, or does he feel like he's he's like a high school student trying to do an impersonation of a newsman from like the 70s and 80s. This is what the news. Here we do the news every day. I'm reporting live and on the scene from the situation here at the outhouse. This is near the football field where things are piling up. Right. Exactly, Kath. He is so phenomenally fucking stupid that you don't allow for a second to this to seep into, and maybe difficult, to seep into your real feelings about how this should go one way or another. This is fucking hell. Like, wow.
Seventh attack says the conflict is entering the second stage. Officials...
Really? Did they say that? It's entering the second stage? Do you know how many stages there are going to be? 15? 12? Why don't you just say early stages? What are there only 2 phases, 1 and 2? Maybe it's the final stage. Which stage is it? Can't say what stage it is. Just because it's not the last stage. Of course, it's the second stage. If that was the first stage, how can you say that? Anyway, see what I mean? This is fucking dumb.
Outlining this plan to destroy, dismantle, and totally defeat Hamas.
Doesn't destroy cover that? Dismantle, defeat, and utterly destroy. I'm just saying, if you flip them, there's no fucking point. Isn't that what destroy means? See what I mean?
It will not be easy. Meanwhile, the idea...
Really? You sure? Gosh, maybe that's why they haven't done it yet, heretofore.
The EF also launching more details and more strikes against...
Launching more details? Well, they got a detailed catapult? You dumb fucking... okay, all right. I'm going to leave this off until I'm cold again, because it's warming up in here. Fucking launching details. Shh, fuck you! This is so stupid. See what I mean? Again, we are not talking about the Israeli-Hamas situation. We're talking about what passes for news on Fox. This is fucking terrible.
Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon in their...
In Lesbalon? Can I go there? I'm sorry. That's just wrong. Southern Lesbalon? It's fucking... That's between Melrose and Santa Monica Boulevard, just east of Beverly Hills, isn't it? Hold on.
Details and more strikes against Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon in their northern...
Southern Lesbalon. Fuck me. Yes, we understand their south is Israel's north. I'm just saying, you could just, like, you could see his, like, Emmy team just going, fuck me. This is, for your consideration.
Border as fighting escalates between the two sides, fueling new concerns of a wider, at least a two-front war. Now,
okay, first of all, fueling concerns about a wider war in the region. You don't have to go, well, that's just in the north, they're in the south. But the people on the left and the right might, if the water people come in, though, and the fishies stop biting, oh, that's all around them. Shit. Thank you, Brian Kilmeade, for showing us pictures of a tank parking lot and being as dumb enough to make us all feel a little bit lighter about this horrible situation.
for the very latest on the ground, let's go out to the man on the ground.
He's standing on it. I'm just saying. I know. I'm disappointed. He looks confused. I'm disappointed that he's not laying down making dirt angels. The man on the ground. Hi. Hey, Brian. Yeah, reporting live from... Fucking the man on the ground.
Right there, Chief International Correspondent Steve Harrigan.
Chief Harrison. Steve Stiverson. The man on the ground. Cheese whiz Dinkleberry. Sorry. have to remind myself this is a war zone, but this is fucking awful. Guy's in a fucking war zone. Memorize his name, you fucking prick.
On the ground.
Just imagine if I went, we're going live to Flip a Tip Nittner. Flip Whitner in Kiev. How's it going on the ground there, Flip Titten, little tit? Jesus Christ.
At least a two-front war. Now, for the very latest on the ground, let's go out to the man on the ground.
Which is good because he's there and he's there.
Right there, Chief International Correspondent Steve Harrigan.
Chia Harrison. He's just like a regular Harrison, but he has Chia Harrison. That's how it's pronounced. God damn it.
In northern Israel. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve. I guess it's night there. So the crickets don't seem to be worried about the fighting too much. Also, isn't Gaza in the south? You're in the north.
Brian, Hezbollah's about 2 miles behind me.
And they're catching up quick. I got to keep going here. If I don't, I'm only going to be able to talk to you for about 30 seconds. And they said, you know, take it on the heel and toe. There's two things Hezbollah likes doing. Killing Jews and killing guys who look like they manage a blockbuster or are a bit part player in an episode of Stranger Things in the mall scenes. You know, as dad number 3. So...
And Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon have been launching a variety of attacks.
A variety. A variable Whitman sampler of fuck, man. They just phone it in on the weekends, don't they? Shit.
Into northern Israel over the past 24 hours. They have fired rockets. They've fired a guided missile, which Israel intercepted. And they've also fired...
Did they get a first down, or did they, you know, were they able to, you know, bring it around for at least a field goal?
Mortars into Israel. This has set off alarms in many communities around.
I'm more interested in the ones that didn't set off alarms in
northern Israel. Israel has responded. They have used drones to attack what they call terror cells. These are Hezbollah fighters.
I see. So they're not like cells, like single cell organisms. They're people, you say.
Firing anti-tank missiles into Israel. Israel using drones to destroy some of those cells. This happens as protests continue in Lebanon. A lot of people in Lebanon angry at the conditions for civilians in Gaza, and they want that fighting to stop. This has largely been, for the past 3 weeks, a pretty...
Yeah, wanting the fighting to stop. You do realize who started it this time, right? I'm just saying, it's a whole lot of people calling for a fucking... look at me. I'm sorry. I gotta apologize. I actually got sucked into discussing the merits of the conversation around this issue with these dickheads. It won't happen again.
Much contained war on Israel's northern border between Hezbollah on one side, Israeli fighters on the other side.
Okay, just to clarify, the Israeli fighters are on the Israel side of the border, and the Hezbollah fighters are on the other side. I'm just, you know, I just know they'd swapped at halftime or...
About 47 Hezbollah fighters killed, 6 Israeli soldiers killed, and all across the north here, people are leaving their homes.
That's at halftime. We're going to take a couple of minutes break, and then Beyonce is doing the halftime.
Homes. More than 40 communities here evacuated. People are...
Okay, 47 Hezbollah fighters, 6, and about 40 communities. I got to write these down.
Afraid about what might be coming ahead. Brian, back to you.
All right, Steve, thanks so much. We'll stay on.
Steve Chia Henderson. Steve the Chia Henderson.
On top of that, we'll check with you again this hour.
Thanks. Yeah, stay on top of that, will you? Also, what's the folded flag situation, the slicey words thing? What's that graphic? It's too much. It's a lot. I know that it probably says nation with the A and the T. I can kind of make that out. And then you got one nation. I'm just saying you're hitting it a little strong. I think you're just trying too hard to remind us that you've taken out under God. I'm offended.
Meanwhile, this U.S. fighter.
Meanwhile, this the wrong card. Fuck me. Meanwhile, what?
Stay on top of that, and we'll check with you again this hour. Meanwhile, this U.S. fighter.
Meanwhile, the prime rib is $6.45 a pound if you which is way cheaper if you cook it yourself.
Fighter jets unleashing airstrikes on Iran-backed militias in Syria. Now, this happened initially Thursday.
It just took me this long to read it.
After a series of attacks on U.S. troops, which we actually.
We did not. Okay, first of all, Lesbala is one thing, but you don't get to re-spooge Lesbala. I swear to God, people, fuck off. This is like a high school news program bloopers. Where like, oh my God, I can't believe you said spooged. He paid him $5 to say spooged. This is fucking, oh God, I don't know. Yes, this man talks for a living.
Initially Thursday, after a series of attacks on U.S. troops, which we spooged.
Oh, there were some serious. You bet we re-spooged. I'm so happy now that I gave the disclaimer at the top about this not being about the subject matter, but the subject pertaining to the subject matter. Because holy shit. Oh, I can't. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh. Thanks for this clip, Can't Stop Lying. I would have never found it on my own, and now I just want to buy you a house in the mountains. How does one re-spooge? You don't want to know, Carta. You don't want to know.
Refused to answer. Look at that map that we're all seeing.
Yes, yellow knows how someone spilled the mustard in the rain. I don't think that I can take it.
Together. That's where we hit. But if we would put the blast map out there, you'd see 19 separate attacks since the October 7th attack. Now think about this for a second.
Okay, yeah, there's a map of where it is too far away, is your point, because they're trying to show there are multiple places across, and the attacks came. Also, are you talking about the attacks that came at us versus ours? Because he mixes these. Wait, say this again, stupid.
U.S. troops, which we actually.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play that again. Yeah, that's what the yellow stuff is.
Refused to answer. Look at that map that we're all seeing together.
By the way, apparently responded and refused somehow mashed in his head and became re-spooged. And I gotta say, I love that. That is the best word mashup we've heard in ages.
That's where we hit. But if we would put the blast map out.
No, that's where we were hit.
There, you'd see 19 separate attacks since the October 7th.
Says 20. Who's counting?
Attack. Now think about this for a second. 19 attacks on our forces. You got 2,500 in Iraq. You got 900 in Syria. You got smaller bases in and around that area. Hit on us with Iranian backed.
Wait, they were hitting on us? I hope they paid for dinner.
Militias, which they freely admit to, and we hit them back one time, and we hit a weapons depot.
Uh-huh. You mean we had a bunch of guys in a truck drive through the desert, some position outside of where the base is, fly a drone in, try to hurt some of our people. In some cases, they did. And instead of dropping an equal number of bombs on the places they used to be, we blew up where they store their shit with one hit. I did it again, didn't I? I did it. I let this motherfucker drag me in. I try to get out and they keep pulling me in, Charlie.
Glad to do it. But in your mind, is that the way a superpower acts?
Yes. Yes. If you ever see a superhero, normal humans, lots of hits. Superhero, pow, one hit and they're done. Yes. Yeah, actually, a superpower would be able to wipe out your weapons capability with one hit. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Is that the way we defend ourselves?
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian.
That's the end of it, by the way. Is that the way we defend ourselves? Yes, Palestine Islamic Jihad, tens of millions of dollars, founded in 1979, 1,000 members. They made this graphic, he just blew it the fuck off. Hamas, 300 million per year, founded in 1987, 30,000 fighters. Lebanon, Hezbollah, 700 million per year, founded in 1980. Is this their profit or how much they cost? Is this their running budget or their turnover with opium? Iraq Shia militias, 150 million, 200 million per year. Our earliest group formed in 2006. Total membership unknown.
Superpower acts. Is that the way we defend ourselves?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think we re-spooge and react that way. Shit. You're watching House Barks Mega Worldwide. And I want to apologize for the lack of intellectual discourse and detailed political wonkiness. That last segment was indeed shameful. I don't know how to. It's all I can say. I just wasn't up to the level of. I like fact checking. I like breaking things down, but I gotta say, hey, Boston Brian, I thought you might like it. I wore it this morning too. It's a Boston Brian merch shirt. It says "Hold them accountable." It says accountable down there. It's not a song from Kenny Rogers, The Gambler. You gotta know when to hold them accountable. Know when to offer a deal, know when to trump. You never can. All right, your money when you're a broke ass fake billionaire. There'll be time enough for counting when Ivanka's gone.